Hey guys, on today's show, I'm going to teach you how to make your own chicken wings.
Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor, and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
To make our chicken wings today, we'll start with our breading. You're going to need 3 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and salt. For our wing sauce, you're going to need 1 bottle of your favorite hot sauce, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, and 3 to 4 ounces of blue cheese dressing. Super Bowl Sunday next week, obviously, got our big spread planned out. I'm gonna do some chicken wings, of course. I always do chicken wings, and then I make my own nachos as well. I do a big old tray of them. Ground meat or chicken, lots of cheese, jalapenos, salsa. Sometimes we put chili on it as well. But that's always my thing. And then always dips, all the different dips. We got some friends that taught me how to make this pizza dip. That's really good. Maybe we'll do an episode on that with Italian sausage. And we serve that with some bread slices, really good. Also, we'll do like smokies and meatballs and some barbecue sauce, throw them in a crock pot, make it really easy, throw it in there. And then of course, pizza or pepperoni bread. That's usually our tailgate thing, is a pepperoni bread. My friend Mrs. Jordan always makes pepperoni bread. So sometimes we'll make that for the games as well. But yeah, watching the games, eating all the food, it's kind of like Thanksgiving, it's like hanging out with everybody. The game, maybe your team's not in it, but you still enjoy watching it, watching the commercials, all that stuff. But yeah, the food is always the best part about anything, right? Getting together with everybody and eating some good food. So yeah, we're excited about it, and hopefully everybody shows up, has a good time. Cool. Since it's Super Bowl Sunday, we're gonna do some chicken wings. So we want to grab, let's see, this is like probably 3 pounds, 2.5 pounds. So you get probably 20 or so in here. But we got a lot of big eaters in the house, so a lot of people coming over for the game. So we probably need about 3 of these packages to feed everybody at least. So we'll grab these, take them home with us. Okay. Then we're gonna need, so when I cook my chicken wings, I bread them. So we're gonna have to get the stuff for the breading. So we're gonna head over, grab some flour. Gonna grab our flour here. Now the important thing is when you bread a wing is that you don't want to have a frozen wing. So you want to make sure you thaw these out like the night before, set them out, put them in the fridge, and then we're gonna make a nice coating for the wings with some flour and some seasonings. Make the breading for the wings. We're gonna need a little bit of garlic powder, a little cayenne pepper, of course. Don't need much of this, just like a 1/4 teaspoon will go a long way. A little salt and pepper, which we have at home. And we need paprika. Just for color more than anything. So we got all this. And then we're gonna need everything we need for our sauce. All right, for our wing sauce, we're gonna start with just a regular hot sauce, and then we're gonna doctor it up at home. So we'll just get a bottle of original. That should work, and then we'll doctor it up and add our ingredients at home. All right, to go with our chicken wings, of course, we gotta have blue cheese and celery to tame down that heat, just in case you make them a little too hot, went a little too heavy on the cayenne pepper. So some nice good celery is good to go. We'll throw that in the cart, then we'll grab some blue cheese. I like the fresh stuff with no preservatives in it. taste better. So actually we're gonna get chunky. I really like the blue cheese with the chunks in it, so gotta get that. So all right, so I'm gonna grab some peanut oil. That's what I like to fry my wings in. All they have is this small bottles today, but you're gonna need at least probably 3-4 inches of oil in your pan. So, because we're gonna deep fry these things, you know what I mean? So you're gonna need probably 4 of these at least.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Hey guys, welcome into the kitchen today. And today we're getting ready for the big game, the big Super Bowl game next week. And this week we're gonna cook one of my favorite meals. One of my favorite things to eat is homemade chicken wings. And it's one of those things that everybody enjoys. You can make them several different ways. And I've been eating them ever since like middle school, you know what I mean? Going out with friends and getting them, enjoying football, pretty much any sport, going out to the restaurants and enjoying some nice wings. And now I'm gonna show you my recipe to cook them at home. And hopefully you guys can enjoy them as well. I first have some peanut oil warming up. I'm gonna get that to about 350 degrees, and I have that started already. And then I'm gonna, I like my wings breaded, so I'm gonna make my own breading for my wings. I had some wings sit out overnight, and they're nice and thawed out. And now we're just gonna make the mixture for the breading. So we have a couple cups, about 3 cups of flour here. You're not gonna use it all, but it's better to have more than not enough. So we have, to add to that flour, we're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder, just about a tablespoon. And then we're gonna add some heat, some cayenne pepper. So this is about a tablespoon of that as well. Now, like I said before on the other shows, you can add as much heat as you want to this. You can make it as hot as you want by adding more cayenne or more red pepper flakes or whatever you want to your breading. But for me, I don't like it. Kind of like just a hot, not a scorching hot or anything like that. So we're just gonna mix this together. Our flour, a little garlic. Now, you can add salt to this as well, but the hot sauce I'm gonna use already has a lot of salt in it, so I'm not gonna add any salt here. You know me and salt, so I don't usually add it to many things because all the sauces, dressings, everything that you use out of a bottle or a can has a ton of salt in it. So try to avoid that if we can. So I have my chicken wings. They're nice and thawed out. We're just gonna drop a couple in here. We're just gonna coat them. Get a nice coating on there. Should look like that. Set that aside while we're heating up our oil. It's just about like 150 right now, so we'll let that heat up. Once we get these going, you can also you can do these ahead of time if you'd like. You can do them in the morning and put them in the fridge, let them sit, let that breading get a little caked on there, nice and cold. That's totally fine. You don't have to wait till an hour before the game or anything like that, but you do want to heat up your oil, obviously. Get it nice and hot because it takes a while to heat up. All right, so we'll get these breaded. While I'm doing that, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, so we got our wings breaded. Put them in the fridge for a little bit, and got that breading to stick there pretty well. While they are sitting there and while the oil is still heating up, we still got a little bit ways to go there until we get to 350. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the hot sauce for our wings. So what I usually do is I start with a normal hot sauce just out of a can or jar that you can buy at the grocery store in your condiment aisle. And then I like to do is doctor it up a little bit. So I bring it home and add some spices to it and kind of make it your own. By doing that, we're gonna add some butter. So we just have the regular hot sauce, wing sauce in this little saucepan here. And then we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of butter. And this is gonna give it that nice, shiny, silky look, feel to it. It's gonna be awesome. So we'll go ahead and heat this up. It'll only take a couple minutes. I mean, it's not like you're actually cooking it or anything. So you're just heating it up. And our oil's getting pretty close here. About another 100 degrees. We'll be ready to drop in our wings. I hope everybody's excited about the big game. And hopefully it's a good game. Sometimes they can be disappointing, of course, not having your favorite team in there. But hopefully it's a good game. And of course, everybody enjoys the commercials, right? You won't see one of mine in there, though, because we definitely can't afford that. That 2.5 million or whatever it is for a commercial, that's just crazy. That sauce is getting nice and hot. And the oil is about another 75 degrees and we'll be good to go on that. Now to that hot sauce, we're gonna add some more cayenne pepper to that. And like I said, you don't have to add just like a quarter teaspoon. That's all you need. And this is all up to you and what you want to do. Some people, you can cut the heat with a little bit of vinegar as well. So if you make it too hot, try a little white vinegar in there. That'll mellow it out a little bit. Sauce is looking really good. And we'll wait for our oil to heat up and we'll throw in our wings. And we're ready to go. All right, so welcome back to the kitchen here. We got our oil about 350. We got our wings breaded. We got our sauce all mixed up, ready to go. So now we're gonna drop in our wings. I'll grab a couple here. Start with. We're just gonna gently drop them in here. You don't want to crowd your pot because it's gonna bubble over here a little bit. You don't want anything to splash up in your face. That would be bad. So we're gonna let these cook. We're gonna stir them every couple minutes. We're gonna cook these for 15 minutes until they're nice and golden brown and they're floating to the top. And then we're gonna pull them out. 15 minutes I've found has been like the best number for cooking wings. It gives that nice crunchy outside of that breading. And they're fully cooked on the inside of the bone. So 15 minutes at 350. You may have to adjust your heat a little bit depending on your stove and if how cold your wings are. It might drop that temperature of the oil down a little bit, so you might want to kick that up a little bit. But yeah, to cook this on the stove top, like I said, you don't want to go too crazy, put too many in there where you get grease going everywhere and all that. Just take your time and cook just a few at a time. So today we're cooking on the stove top. I also have a turkey fryer that we do these outside during the summer and things like that. I also have an air fryer, and I also have an actual deep fryer that I can use like a countertop one. But they are just a pain in the butt to clean out, and it just seems like they're more work than they're used what they're good for. So I don't tend to use those as much. Just a simple pot with some peanut oil seems to work the best. Now, if I'm doing a bunch for like a big party like the Super Bowl or something like that, and everybody's coming over, I might bring out the deep fryer or the turkey fryer and do them outside if everybody's coming over to hang out, something like that, depending on the weather and all that as well. But we're just doing small batches. It's fine to just do them ahead of time and do them in the on the stovetop. So our wings are about done now. You can see they're starting to float, and they're nice golden brown. It's been about 15 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these out, shake them off, get that excess oil off. They smell amazing. They smell awesome. We're gonna take these, just kind of pat dry them so they get some of that excess grease off. And go ahead and throw in your next batch, get that going. Like I said, you can use a bigger pot, do a bigger batch. However you want to do it. For me, I just start off small because I don't want to get overwhelmed by it. We got our next batch in there. Set those aside. Now, we got our wings here. And we got our sauce all warmed up. Got our butter in there. And you just need a little bit to get things going here. A little bit of sauce. I'm just gonna toss these in. And our hot sauce. And add a little bit more sauce. Sauce kind of goes a long way, especially when it's warm like that. You don't need much. And you don't want the wings sitting in the sauce too long before you eat them, because you don't want them to get soggy. Now, growing up, we used to go to a place and get chicken wings, and they had these wings called 007 wings. And if you're from Florida, you would know. All my friends down there see this video. And we would get these wings, and what we do is they mix the blue cheese in with the hot dressing or the hot sauce. So what I have is just a couple ounces of blue cheese, and I'm just gonna put this in with the wings, and then we're gonna toss it all together and coat those wings in the blue cheese. Get those nice blue cheese chunks in with the wings. These look awesome. I can't wait to eat these. I hope everybody enjoys them later tonight. But they are good to go. So we got our wings done. We got some more frying here. And while those are cooking and these wings are getting mixed up, we're gonna head over to the studio for an encouraging word.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers, and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're looking for a stair lift, I would definitely recommend Bruno stair lifts. The reason people get Bruno stair lifts from Dick's Home Care is it keeps them in the home that they love. We also have a rental program on the stair lifts. My customers coming back to me saying, I'm so glad I bought this.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hey guys, welcome back to the studio where I get to share a little bit about my story with you guys each week. And today we're going to talk about one of my first major health problems that came up after losing my legs when I was 6. It was when I was 15 years old, and I ended up developing osteomyelitis in my spine. And this story begins when I was 15. I was on a mission trip actually to Dallas, Texas with my high school. And we were there doing some what we called Solid Rock Ministries back in the day, where we did gymnastics and we had mimes and drama and taekwondo and all these different activities that we did for schools and churches and jails even, that we got to share the gospel with all these different groups. And I was part of the drama team there, and it was an awesome trip. We got to see a lot of people come to know Christ there. And when I got home from that trip, I developed a lot of back pain. And I'd gone to the doctor, and he said, I think, I was only born with one kidney, and he thought maybe I had a kidney infection. And he gave me some antibiotics and some pain medicine, and I was like, all right, I kind of didn't know what was going on thing. And I go home, I'm taking the medicine like he told me to, and the next day the pain is even worse. It's so much worse than it was the day before. And they're like, well, just, double up on your pain medicine kind of thing, and I'm like, okay. And it so happened to be Memorial Day weekend, and I'm there on a Saturday, and at this point then I can't even move. My back pain is so bad that I can't even move off the couch, and my parents are having to pick me up and move me because any movement, slight movement, hurt my back so bad, but we didn't know what was going on. And I remember laying on that couch, and my parents were actually having our house painted at the time, and all my relatives were there and everything, there helping out. And I'm laying on the couch, and I couldn't do anything. And I remember somebody even sitting on the couch next to me it would push up on my cushion, and it would make my back hurt. That's how intense it was. That following Sunday, my dad was like, this pain is ridiculous. We need to take you back to the hospital. They ended up taking me to the ER. I get there, and they do an x-ray of my back. And here, what had happened was my dad was the first one to notice. If you remember in my beginning of my story, when I had my legs amputated and they rebuilt my spine, they put these 2 metal rods in my back. And they put one on the top, on the left side, and one on the bottom, on the right side. And they held the fusion, or the spinal fusion that they had put together where they fused my tibia bone and my spine together. And they used these rods to hold it in place. Well, instead of my back being like this and the rod holding it up like this, it had moved like this. The bottom hook had come undone, and it was actually starting to dig out of my back through my lower back. And my dad noticed it on the x-ray, and he's like, oh boy, you're in big trouble. And I said, what do you mean, Dad? Like, what's going on? And he goes, you're looking at some surgery for sure. And I said, oh, what's up? And he goes, the rod is broken on the bottom, and they're gonna obviously have to take it out. And sure enough, they decided to do that. And I had gone to the normal hospital, but I was also being seen at Shriners Hospital in Tampa, Florida at the time. And that's where all my orthopedic doctors were. And I would go over there, and they would check on me every 6 weeks or so. And they were the ones that specialized in almost the spinal issues that I had. And I'd gone, the doctors at the hospital that I was at, or the ER, they were like, you need to go over there and see your specialist. So I had to wait till the holiday weekend was over, and I had to go over and see my specialist, because they were the ones that were going to do the actual surgery. So I go over there, and of course they're like, obviously we know we're going to have to do surgery the next day. And they go and they start cutting out the rod. They end up cutting off the bottom half. They actually take the bottom half because the top part had actually grown in, and the bone had actually grown over. It fused so well they couldn't get it out. So they cut the rod in half, took out the bottom part that was broken, left the top part, and brought me out of surgery. Now, when they had opened me up and they saw where the rod had broken, they saw a huge amount of infection, and my entire spine was infected with this osteomyelitis, this infection of the bone. And the doctors were real concerned, obviously, with your spinal column getting infected. They didn't know how the recovery was going to go, all the other health issues that I had at the time and things like that, undergoing this surgery, and they had to really come up with a game plan of what they were going to do. And that's when they decided that they were actually going to leave me open. And it came as a complete surprise to my parents that they would actually take you into surgery, take something out, and then leave you open and not close you back up. And that's what they did. So they would go in, they brought me out and just had like a hamburger hole, as my dad would say, in the back of my back, and they just packed it with gauze. And they would go in every other day. I'd have surgery, and they would go in and clean out all the infection out of my back. And then they would leave me open again and let it drain, pack it with gauze, and then the next day go back to the OR and have it debrided again and have it all the infection taken out and then repacked. And this went on for 2 weeks. Every other day I was back in the OR getting this infection cleaned out of my back, getting weaker and weaker and on some super powerful antibiotics and things like that. So there I was, and I survived all these surgeries, and we were discussing a game plan for my recovery to fight this infection off. And I remember laying in the hospital and thinking about how I was discouraged by what I had been through, and my mom and dad coming to me and talking to me about my faith and how I needed to trust God and everything that I was going through. And being a young kid, I didn't really understand that, and that was really hard for me. But having my parents there to encourage me, having pastors come and talk to me and pray with me during this difficult time, really encouraged me and helped me find my faith to be grounded strongly in what God's word said about trusting Him in all things, And that's really where I drew to at a young age. Again, everything that I've been up to, involved in to this point, it's all about building my faith. It's all about building my faith in God by the other things that He's brought me through. And He brought me through this surgery. So we're going to get more into that story next week. But for now, let's go enjoy those chicken wings. Hey, thanks so much for joining me today. And we're sitting here with the crew. We're going to sit down and enjoy our nice 007 chicken wings. And let's dig in, guys, see how they are.
Wow, that's really good.
Very good, man.
Oh, I like the breaded. Nice kick.
Yeah.
Good.
Good balance with the blue cheese.
So it's a winner?
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Awesome.
Good job, buddy.
I hope you guys try these at home as well. We'll see you next week. If you have questions or comments about the show or topics you would like me to speak about, please reach out to me, Dano at danoburkhart.com. And also check out the website, danoburkhart.com, for all the previous episodes.
Dick's Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dick's offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dick's. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dick's will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dick's honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
Purify 03 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.